Hey guys, welcome back to the English Gentleman Gamer with me, Roscoe. This is part 2 of the series of retro hidden gems for those looking for something a bit different. Although I have to say this game isn't particularly different to the likes of Xenon 2 or R-Type or UN Squadron or Axley. Forgive me, my knowledge of shoot 'em ups isn't massive. It wasn't a genre I really played very much. The consoles I had were a Game Boy and a Super Nintendo. The shoot 'em ups I did enjoy were the Strike series, which weren't horizontal or vertical scrolling ones like this. They were obviously like 3D ones, but I've played a lot of Xenon 2 on the PC back in the day. Played a lot of Axley, stuff like Silkworm on the Amiga, and I found this game quite enjoyable actually. This typical Super Nintendo stroke PC fare, that screen you saw of the guys talking, that strikes me as being straight from the Wing Commander book. But this, it's vertical shooting game, and I quite enjoyed it actually. You'll see the first couple of attempts weren't particularly great, but the game was quite enjoyable. There was one thing I noticed about it that I thought was there's two things actually. One, these blue things floating around you can shoot, which I enjoyed, because there's nothing worse in my opinion for a shoot 'em up than having a screen full of basically spending your entire time dodging bullets. These ones you can at least get rid of. Another thing I noticed was here, I'm stuck against the scenery. Now, I dislike, I got stuck, I thought I could get past that and I died just because I got trapped. But I don't like games where you touch the scenery and you die. That was just me being stupid there. Whereas this game, you don't get a lot of lives by default, obviously, because I've had to start again now, but I do a bit better this time. I like the fact you can shoot some of the enemy bullets and stuff. Not all of them I noticed, but some of them. Certainly those blue ones. I like the fact you don't die if you touch the scenery, because that is something I've always come a cropper on stuff like Super Parodius was the game I owned on the Super Nintendo, R-Type and stuff like that, whereas this game you don't, which was a refreshing change. The other thing I noticed was this game is very generous with power-ups. From starting from scratch, it doesn't take long before you have got a serious arsenal of weapons and you're kicking ass basically, because it does get quite busy. There's a lot of people shooting at you from different angles and stuff, and if you had a standard single shot shooter, whatever you want to call it, you would struggle. So the game is very generous with the power-ups, but I think that's a good thing. I never felt at any point I was completely wiping out the entire screen with one press of the button, but I certainly made mincemeat of them. I wouldn't like to tackle this game with only the basic gun, whatever you want to call it. So this game is pretty generous with its power-ups. So if you do die and you get spawned in here, say, you wouldn't be waiting that long before you had a gun worth its weight, basically, which I thought was good. The music was pretty cheerful. And overall, actually, it was a game that I'm a bit sad that I missed back in the day. I did read, Super Player magazine, Total magazine, and Games Master were the magazines I read. Occasionally CVG and Edge magazine, and I don't ever remember seeing this game mentioned. And I suspect it was, but as shoot 'em ups weren't really a genre that I particularly followed, then it doesn't surprise me, unfortunately, that I kind of passed this one by. But I'm glad I found it. Now, in researching this series, I basically just typed in Google, hidden gems of the Super Nintendo, and this featured in more than one list. See, now I've got a single shooter and a little blobby thing that actually fires the way you're using the direction pad, so I thought that was quite useful. But again, it doesn't take long for me to bolster my arsenal, basically, because like I said, the game was very generous with power-ups. Now what I don't know is I never actually got to the end of the level, not on the first attempt. So I'm not sure how long this game actually is. It says Area 1. Now I'm presuming there's like 5 or 6 levels, but I don't actually know. But what I would say is, certainly worth, if you're a fan of retro games and you don't mind going on an emulator, it's definitely worth getting this game for free. Even as a collector, I think it's worth £5–10 of your money. There's quite a decent challenge there. I'm not completely walking through this level, and like I say, I found it quite enjoyable. So, as a hidden gems go, I'd have to agree this is a hidden gem. I thought the level design's nothing spectacular, but I don't know whether it's based on the fact this is running on an emulator rather than an actual Super Nintendo, how it would cope with the slowdown. I know R-Type was a game I did own at the beginning of my Super Nintendo ownership, and it was absolutely criminal how bad the slowdown was. So I would like to see this game running on an actual Super Nintendo, just for the sake of comparison, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot to shoot. I mean, the background is fairly basic. It's just a kind of carpet of green with the occasional pattern in it. But I do think the game, I think the developers have done quite a good job. So my recommendation is you do check this game out. And I managed to run into someone there and lose one of my little green blobs, but there you go. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I'll catch up with you. I think the next video is a Destiny beta thoughts that I will upload tonight or tomorrow. I believe the beta's finished now. I didn't get anywhere near as much time on it as I would have liked, but I have had a sample of the game, and I thought it was very, very good. I haven't been this excited about a game for quite some time, actually. The last time I felt this giddy about the idea of playing something was either Starhawk, which I did really like at first, or Dishonored. That's it. I mean, I've played Battlefield 4, but I wasn't expecting any miracles, but I didn't think it looked, and turned out I didn't think it played any massively different from Battlefield 3, to be honest. A slight tweak of the classes and stuff, but there you go. Retro game wise, I'm just going to carry on this series. Actually, I'm quite enjoying looking at these more hidden gems. Now, I suspect the next couple of games are going to have to be RPGs, but that's an area I never really explored other than Secret of Mana. So I will be looking into that, but they will take me some time to do, because I will need to have a fairly decent crack at the whip before I pass judgment, basically. So anyway, thanks for watching guys, take it easy, and I'll catch up with you soon. Take it easy, bye.